Story begins with Ash, a young fighter, kills a massive dragon with a single strike. Just as he finishes, two players appear, furious. They've been chasing that dragon for 3 days, and now they demand its loot. But H stays calm, saying he can't give them anything without the approval of the Akabani family's head. That name alone makes them uneasy because everyone knows Akabani's house is home to the 4 strongest players in the entire game. The two men hesitate, terrified, but follow him anyway. Inside, they're shocked to find a peaceful home, laughter, warmth, and kindness, like a real family. A girl named May notices their injuries and tends to them gently, while her companion, Ray, watches quietly. Then, the door opens, and the head of the family, Shiro, walks in. His presence freezes the room. His sharp eyes and aura feel almost inhuman. Though he's just another player, H explains how the dragon invaded their land and he had to slay it. The hunters argue for their share, but surprisingly, Shiro agrees to give them the loot, explaining that times are unstable and unnecessary fights only create chaos. After sending them off, he asks May to escort them to the nearest city. When they arrive, the two hunters are relieved, laughing for the first time in days. Back in the Akabani mansion, everyone's smiling. They act like a real family, something rare in a fake world. But outside that digital paradise lies a very different reality. In the real world, H lives in a human landfill, his body weak and broken, barely able to walk. He leaves his filthy room in search of food and crosses paths with his younger brother. Their cold stares say it all. They hate each other. In the kitchen, their father waits by the fridge, emotionless. H opens it, empty. The man offers him food, but H refuses, rage bubbling inside him. He storms back to his room, logs into the game, and escapes reality once again. Inside the game, he finds May quietly watering her flowers. He smirks and says, "How about you stop playing gardener and come on an adventure with me? Let's hunt some players." She smiles softly and convinces him to stay, so they plant flowers together. A peaceful, almost silly scene in a world made for war. Moments later, Ray rushes in with news. The pirates have declared war on the Akabani family. Shiro prepares to fight, but Ray tells him to wait for orders. Then May reveals something that stuns everyone. Shiro is sick in real life and will soon undergo surgery, meaning he'll be gone for a while. H's expression hardens. He sees Shiro as a father. Suddenly, chaos erupts. Their base is under attack. They rush outside to find May's beloved garden destroyed. When H sees the heartbreak in her eyes, something inside him snaps. He summons hundreds of glowing swords that rise around him like a storm and launches them all at once, obliterating the pirates' ship in a blinding explosion. Meanwhile, the pirate leaders regroup and officially declare war on the Akabani family. Their target, the legendary Blackbird, a mythical creature said to appear atop the Akabani hill, worth 300 million credits in the real world. Outside the game, H's brother enters his room with shocking news. Their father is in the hospital for surgery, but when H visits, he realizes the truth. His father is Shiro, the same Shiro who leads him in the virtual world. And Ray, his loyal ally, is his real brother. A broken family in the real world, yet perfectly united inside a game, each unaware of the other's true identity. After reuniting, they discuss what comes next. Shiro insists they must first talk to the pirates before any war begins. Soon, they arrive at the pirates' base. H refuses to enter, saying there's someone he doesn't want to see Shiro and Ray go in while he waits outside. Inside, they meet the pirate queen, Pico. Shiro offers her treasures, rare gems, even their crimson castle, just to stop the war. But Pico refuses, saying she wants everything, including their sacred hill where the legendary bird will appear. Shiro stands his ground, refusing her demand. Smirking, she says, "Fine, hand over H, and the war ends here." That's when H bursts in, furious, shouting, "I'd rather delete my character than serve a filthy liar like you." Without warning, Shiro unleashes a devastating attack, blowing up the entire chamber. Smoke fills the air as he declares the war has begun, and he will never surrender anything, especially H, because Pico turns toward H with a smirk, reminding him of the past, how they once stood side by side when he was just a lost, angry kid who dreamed of destroying everything and ruling the world alone. She reveals that the Pirate Alliance was created for him, built from his rage and his ambition to dominate this entire game world. But H, clenching his fists, glares at her and says coldly, "Forget that nonsense. I'm done with your madness." His words echo like a slap in the silent hall. Pico's smile fades as the tension explodes. From that moment, war spreads across the entire game world and even leaks into reality. Thousands of players join the pirates, forming armies to destroy the Akabani family. To defend themselves, the family creates a massive magical barrier around their sacred hill with the help of Leo from the Granada Guild. Using powerful devices he designed, they activate the shield, and Shiro explains it will protect them for 2 months, time enough to find the legendary bird and win the 300 million reward. But when they return home, they find their mansion completely destroyed. News of the barrier's strength spreads fast. No matter how many times the pirates attack, they can't break through. Just then, the skies darken, and Leo himself appears above the pirate base, his aura blazing like a storm. Everyone looks up in fear as he unleashes his power, ready to start the next battle that will decide the fate of both worlds, the real one and the virtual one, where family, loyalty, and survival have become one and the same. As Pico charges forward, trying to strike H, she suddenly halts as her assistant whispers that everything is unfolding exactly as planned. Meanwhile, H's team believes the pirates destroyed their home, but the truth hits them like thunder when they find a strange black feather on the ground. Following its trail, they stop dead in their tracks. Standing before them is the legendary Blackbird itself, the creature worth 300 million in real-world currency. They move closer, shocked as they realize the bird has possessed the corpse of the very dragon, H, once defeated Shiro. Orders everyone to prepare for battle. Mei strengthens their bodies with magic, and H summons all his swords once again, confident he can repeat his one-strike victory. The blades spin through the air, but the resurrected dragon is protected by an invisible barrier, blocking every attack. Seeing this, Shiro clenches his jaw, steps forward, and unleashes his ultimate skill. The ground shakes, his energy burns through the beast's armor, yet even that isn't enough to bring it down. Everyone freezes in disbelief. At the same time, Pico gives the command for all pirates to attack the Akabani family, but every blow bounces off their magical shield. Furious, she prepares to strike again until her assistant stops her, warning there's no point wasting strength. Their real target should be the Akabani leader's mind, and this monster might do the job for them. Back in the fight, Shiro shouts that the creature's right side is weaker and orders H to aim there. H grips his sword tight and dashes forward like a bullet. They pierce the dragon's side, but it's not enough. The beast roars and swings toward Rei and Mei. In a heartbeat, Rei shoves Mei aside, taking the hit himself. Electricity surges through his body, his real-world avatar spasms, and in reality his body convulses, the VR device electrocuting him. He collapses. Inside the game, Mei rushes to him, trying to revive him, but realizes he's already logged out. From afar, Leo, who has been monitoring everything, recognizes the truth. The creature they're fighting is the Blackbird, and Rei's life is in real danger. Shiro quickly commands everyone to log out. Once outside the game, he calls his assistant to locate Rei's address and send an ambulance immediately. Realizing things are spiraling out of control, he leaves the hospital to act in person. H hears his brother shouting from the next room. He hasn't entered that room in 6 years, but the panic in the voice pulls him in. He opens the door to find his brother collapsed, unable to move the left side of his body. H panics, promises to call an ambulance, and in that moment realizes the shocking truth. His brother is Rei from the game. Paramedics arrive, rush him to the hospital, and the doctor assures H his brother will survive, explaining the shock came from the VR headset's faulty circuit. After H leaves, the doctor quietly tells Rei that their father, who was also hospitalized, left against medical orders. Later, H returns home, determined to re-enter the game and finish the fight with the Blackbird himself. But as he logs in, someone hacks his system. Big mistake. H is a programming genius, trained by his father since childhood, though his father treated his little sister with cruel indifference. Within seconds, H regains control, resets everything, and dives back into the virtual world. Meanwhile, Pico and her pirates keep firing relentlessly at the Akabani barrier to no effect. Every cannon blast fades against the shield Shiro built with the Granada Guild's advanced tech. Frustrated, Pico questions Shiga, her strategist, about his real motives. He admits he only wants the Blackbird at any cost. She tells him she doesn't care about the bird or the reward. All she wants is H. They strike a deal. Shiga will handle the bird and command the Pirate Alliance while she hunts H and tries to make him join them again. When she announces this to the pirates, chaos erupts. The members protest. The guild has been their only thrill since they escaped real life. Pico calms them, saying nothing will change. Just then, Leo and his assistant appear, offering to sell them a device capable of breaching the Akabani shield. No one trusts them. After all, Leo's guild helped create that barrier. Losing patience, Pico storms off to handle it herself, breaking through the shield with sheer force and landing face to face with H. The moment their eyes meet, sparks fly, and they clash violently. Blades crash, energy bursts like thunder. They leap apart, and Pico smirks, saying, "If I defeat you today, you'll join us." H scoffs, "That'll only happen in your dreams." They collide again, faster, stronger, stronger. H notices her power has risen beyond level 2000. Last time she was barely 500. Determined, he summons all 72 of his legendary swords at once. Pico barely dodges, amazed he's mastered every one of them. Memories flood her mind. Their first meeting, when she was lonely, friendless, and he was just as isolated. She had asked him to form a team. He ignored her and blasted her away. Laughing bitterly, she'd yelled, "Who do you think you are, you miserable loner?" Yet somehow, that's how their strange friendship began, fighting side by side on countless missions. Snapping back to the present, Pico realizes she's lost. H stands victorious. Tears stream down her face as she asks, "Why did you leave me and join the Akabane family?" H turns away and says coldly, "Enough of this nonsense. Listen to my condition. If I win, you'll team up with me to kill the Blackbird." She hesitates, then nods. As they travel together for the first time in years, H finally admits the truth. She'd begged to meet him in the real world, but he couldn't. "That world's filthy," he says quietly. "I wanted to see you too, and that's why I left." The confession hangs heavy between them until Pico's interface flashes. A dismissal notice from the Pirate Alliance. Shiga has expelled her and hundreds of others, planning to dissolve the guild entirely. Stunned, Pico leaves H and races back to confront him. There, she finds Shiga insulting the players, calling them addicts and failures. Fury ignites in her eyes as she steps forward, demanding he explain what he's done. Shiga looks straight at Pico and starts laughing cruelly. "You're all nothing but trash," he sneers. "Once I get the money from the legendary bird, I'm quitting this pathetic game forever." Pico, surprisingly calm, replies softly, "You can take all the money you want, but you'll never understand what this world really gives us." He scoffs, calling her delusional. "You think happiness is here? This is just code and pixels. Real joy is in the real world, not inside a bunch of glowing screens." Her eyes darken. His words sting like poison. The argument erupts, both shouting, insults flying, anger shaking the deck. But when Shiga crosses the line, mocking H and the Akabani family as nothing more than addicts, light flashes, and in an instant, his ship splits clean in half. Silence. H lowers his sword, his expression blank but heavy. For the first time, he feels guilt. Because everything happening now, all this chaos began with him. Back then, he ran away from truth. Now, he knows he must face it. He turns to Pico and says firmly, "I'm joining the Pirate Alliance." Outside the game, Shiro lies in a hospital bed, struggling to breathe, ordering his assistant, "Contact the company, cancel the bounty, now, lives are at risk." Meanwhile, inside the game, H looks at Pico. "Fine, I'll join," he says, "but on my terms. We don't need 3,000 members, just 5 or 6, people I can trust." Pico smiles faintly, agreeing instantly. She just wanted him back beside her. Moments later, 4 players approach, bowing their heads, pledging loyalty to H. He frowns, not recognizing them, but Pico assures him they're trustworthy. Suddenly, light bursts from above, the source, the commander's exosuit, glowing like a star. It's the Hunter Alliance's leader suit, controlled by Shiga himself. Its strength scales with the number of members, and with 3,000 under his command, its power is terrifying. H summons his swords and attacks head-on, but his strikes bounce off uselessly. Shiga laughs, retaliating with a wave of energy that sends H flying. Outside the game, Shiro watches the battle unfold on the monitor. Shock fills his eyes. "He got in. H hacked his system," the assistant says. Shiro realizes his son broke through the encryption, his own son, whom he once failed to protect. "Then I'll go in too," he says. "If I couldn't save my real family, I'll save this one." Inside, chaos reigns. Shiga overpowers Shiro, ripping his arm apart with one blow. As Shiro collapses, Shiga moves to finish him, but H appears like lightning, intercepting with all 72 blades. Still, it's not enough. He's too drained to land a killing strike. Pico stands frozen, refusing to fight, watching both men destroy each other. H yells, "Why aren't you helping me?" She shakes her head, tears glimmering. "Because this isn't the way, H. It's just a game. You're losing yourself." Her voice trembles as she steps forward. "Come back to the real world. Let's make memories there instead of dying here." H pauses, silent. Then he looks at her with cold eyes. "I never forgot this is a game, but I also never forgot how rotten the real world is. I'd rather die here than live there." Pico's tears fall as she whispers, "Then at least listen. Your only chance to win is to destroy the pirate flag. It's the source of the suit's power. It's in my office." Without hesitation, she races toward it. Leo tries to stop her, but she decapitates him in a flash. Entering her office, her heart trembles. She knows this will end everything she's built, but as she reaches for the flag, she freezes. Shiro stands there, alive, blocking her path. The scene shifts to reality. We finally see Pico's real identity, a lonely girl named Hana, trapped under her controlling mother's shadow. At school, no one talks to her. Every day feels like a cage. The virtual world was the only place she ever felt seen. Back in the game, her arm is torn, sparks flying from her avatar. Shocked, she whispers, "What are you doing here, Shiro?" She suspects he's come for the pirate flag, but he simply says, "No, you're standing inside Akabani airspace." She laughs bitterly. Are you blind? This is my office. Shiro bows slightly. Forgive the intrusion. I won't stay long. Pico narrows her eyes, seizing the chance to ask, how's H? You're close to him, right? Shiro smiles faintly. He's a good kid. Reckless, stubborn, but good. She realizes they've never actually met in real life, yet both share the same bond of care for the boy who connected them across two worlds, one real, one digital, and both on the edge of collapse. In the real world, the truth finally clicks for Pico. She now understands why H refuses to live in reality. To him, this digital world is more than code. It's the only place he feels alive. The pain outside is unbearable, and he meant it when he said he'd rather die here. She looks at him and whispers, then I'll be the one to save you. I'll bring you back to live like a human again. We'll make real memories, together, in the real world. But Shiro's voice cuts through the moment like a blade. You can't, he says coldly, because you don't exist in the real world at all. Pico freezes. What are you talking about? Shiro's eyes narrow. You're not human. You're an AI. The very core of the Blackbird itself. The world around them begins to distort, water rising up as reflections ripple through the air. Pico stares in disbelief, her voice shaking. You're lying. That can't be true. I'm real. I feel real. Shiro steps closer. The Blackbird's true power source isn't magic or energy. It's emotion. The feelings of players like you